Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm on Peruvian Connection's marketing team, and I'm also our resident plant nerd. So when I heard that our heirloom iris garden was in full bloom, I really wanted to take the opportunity to take you all on a little tour and to also share some history about this really unique space. So our company headquarters are located on Annie, our co-founder's family farm. So Annie started the company nearly 45 years ago when she was a 17-year-old anthropology student at Yale. She went down to Peru, brought back an alpaca sweater for her mom. Her mom fell in love with it right there at this house behind me. And over the course of a few years, Annie started slowly bringing back more and more pieces from Peru, fell in love with the culture and the people, and the company just snowballed from there. So as the company grew, Annie could have sold the family farm and purchased a corporate headquarters in some city like so many people do. But she consciously chose not to, and instead she kept her roots and the headquarters here at her family farm. She's transformed multiple of the buildings that her family grew up in into offices for our team, and the old barn, because this was a working farm, the old barn is now our offices for almost 100 people. So it's pretty cool that we all get to be here and have our roots here in Kansas. And one of the things that we really love most about this property is the gardens. Annie's grandmother, Corinne, was an amazing gardener, and part of her legacy is this heirloom iris garden that's in bloom right now. And Corinne planted this garden about 70 years ago. It was in the 1950s, and it was a test garden for iris growers and people who were hybridizing different varieties of irises. And they would send the bulbs to Corinne, she would plant them here, and she would study them and watch to see how they held up to the Kansas heat and pests, and how the colors grew, and whether or not it was a variety that was worth taking to market and selling. And in addition to this being a test market, it was also an annual stop on the Iris Association's tour. So Annie has got some great stories of her and her siblings running outside and seeing a Greyhound bus pull up with all of these garden enthusiasts piling out to come take a tour and see this lovely space. And she particularly remembers the old buses that would pull up with the soda machines that she and her siblings got to go have sodas here at their house and run around and enjoy the property. So today, nearly 70 years later, here we are, our staff gets to enjoy this space every spring, and this garden isn't it. There's acres of gardens that our full-time gardener, Angie, meticulously cares for and does the most amazing job. You guys, it's like the secret garden back there. But today we're gonna focus on the iris garden. And so like I was saying, it's nearly 70 years old, hundreds of varieties. And we all get to come out here and enjoy it and take breaks and think about how lucky we are to work in such a beautiful space. And as you've probably noticed if you're familiar with our collections, florals do play in heavily to our designs, especially this time of year in spring and summer. So our designers get to come out here, sketch the irises, observe the colors, think about the placement on patterns and prints, and it just plays that much more into the originality and story behind each of our collections. So that's our history. Let's go ahead and take a closer look.